having coffee and a croissant. This is pain au chocolat, the best combination. Waiting for the train.
Now, this is a very nice old train. It kind of reminds us of Russia, doesn't it?
Yeah, the trains are very similar in Russia. Boxy on the outside, inside it's like solid steel seats with cushions on top. Very geometrical.
And these trains, when they pass by, the ground rattles and shakes so much. It's also very, very feelable when you're up there on the roads. So yesterday when we were walking around in certain parts of the city, we knew the train was going under us. It's pretty cool. Anyway, where have we come now?
I don't know, it's a surprise.
Okay, so Shish doesn't know where we are going. We're just exiting the metro station, and our first stop today is one of the most impressive churches in the city of Paris. But it's not Notre Dame. We'll go there eventually. It's a long way up.
Is this the one you were saying?
This is Sacré-Cœur Basilica. So what do you know about this?
If you buy a lock and then write your name and your partner's name and then lock it to this fence here, then your love will last forever.
We're now at Montmartre, the very top of the mount. Montmartre actually in English means Mountain of Martyrs. So it's a very, very important historical place. It's a very beautiful neighborhood. It's called the 18th arrondissement, which is like a district, a sub-district within Paris. So this white building behind us is actually one of the most famous churches in Paris. It's called the Sacré-Cœur Basilica. So I think I'm just really butchering that French there, but the Sacré-Cœur or Sacred Cœur Basilica is a very important church because it's been, like, people have been praying in there since 1885 continuously. So it's constantly been in prayer, in worship of God. And there's a very beautiful mosaic Jesus in there. And people come from all parts of the world to pray inside and also to see this incredible view outside overlooking the city of Paris.
As soon as you enter the cathedral, you can smell candles. You suddenly feel very warm and there's a sudden moment of peace you feel. And once you come out, you can see this beautiful view of Paris.
You can see the Eiffel Tower and all of Paris.
And along the side of the hill, they have a staircase where people are just sitting and watching the view and drinking their coffee. And just like everybody else, we thought we will eat our pain au chocolat.
I kind of like Paris. It's a very beautiful city architecturally, and up front you might say, oh, you came with a lot of expectations. You want to see the Eiffel Tower, and suddenly everything seems like a very normal city, and you might just be disappointed. But then the city grows on you, and this is the same feeling I had in 2013 when I came here the first time. But I don't know if you feel any different.
Maybe it'll take a few more visits to Paris. That means you might be coming back.
It's very nice. It's very lively, and there's so much culture everywhere. There's so much of beautiful buildings to see everywhere, and so many people.
A lot of beautiful cafes where we would love to sit and spend some time. It's very cozy. And as our uncle taught us, going into a French eatery is like a 4-hour event. So we go there, we start with an appetizer, a main course, have some coffee, and then a dessert.
Yeah. So French culture seems really, really nice. Whereas this is so much more enjoyable than grabbing a quick bite to eat and running off,
Yeah.
which we're so used to in other parts of the world.
And I think we're still going to do that in Paris because we can't afford it to sit and eat.
We just got souvenirs.
A small version of Notre Dame Cathedral. Look how tiny it is.
And we also got a couple of magnets to take back home to our parents. But then now, we still have to see Notre Dame Cathedral, which is a few more kilometers further south from here. This street is just so cool. Look, the church is right there. Sacré-Cœur Cathedral is right there. And all these shops everywhere on a cobblestone path that leads down into the city. And you know what's really cool? Montmartre was home to a lot of interesting visitors, including Van Gogh and Picasso. So there was a lot of art that flourished here in the last few centuries, and even today, it's a very artsy neighborhood, and you can see it almost everywhere.
You want to pick up a postcard here?
I'd seen a few videos on the internet of this little car. It's called a Topolino. It's a micro car that looks identical from the front and the back, and I've always been curious to see it in person, and I can't believe it's here. It's so small. That's for scale. That's how big Shish is, and this is how big the car is. Yeah, they're about the same height, so they're equally tall. Speaking of car, I realized we didn't give you an update of what happened with the car insurance.
Our insurance claim got processed and we finally got a complete refund of £1,900. Yay!
That was very, very painful to sit for a whole month. Like, the credit card bill is actually due tomorrow, and we were so worried how we're gonna pay such a huge amount off. And finally, the credit came yesterday.
Phew, it took nearly 3 weeks.
Yeah, 3 weeks from the day our claim first got action on.
Yeah.
And it's weird, if we had got all of the documents on the very first day, we wouldn't have had so much of a delay. I think we would have had this processed in under 2 weeks. But then the car rental agency in London, they made a big fuss about it. They wouldn't send documents when we asked. And then after a lot of pressure, they finally gave in. But yeah, always buy insurance when you're renting a car. Don't struggle.
You will never know what happens.
Yeah. We were just walking along this area towards Little India. It's a neighborhood we thought we'd visit, and then we just stopped at this little sandwich shop. Looks like we've just found a very nice vegetarian sandwich. Shish already picked it up.
Here it is. We got such a big sandwich, which is almost double the size of what we had yesterday, and it costed only €350.
Actually, no.
3.5 euros.
No, actually, no. Because when I paid the card, like I paid with the card, he said it's 3.5, but he was charging us only 2.5.
Wow.
Turns out, one of the chefs there is from Bangladesh, and he said, "Do you watch IPL?" And that's how a conversation just began. It's so nice when you meet people from the subcontinent, and then they're just so kind. That is not McDonald's. That's the metro. So we finally made it to Little India. This is the road near the Nord station, one of the most busiest train stations in Paris. But this entire area is home to a lot of people from the Indian subcontinent. So many of them are actually from the southern region of India, which is called as Tamil Nadu. And a lot of them came from the French colonies inside it, like Pondicherry, Mahi, and a few other places. And then many of them also moved to island territories that used to be very French, like Mauritius, and also Reunion, which still today is a part of France. It's not just Indians, but there are also Sri Lankans, Bangladeshis, Pakistanis. So there is a very Indian vibe around this area. We also saw a sari shop. They were selling saris there. It almost looked like we were on a street in India.
But what I find missing is the number of toilets here in Paris. It's really difficult to find a public toilet. And when you walk into any restaurant and ask and use a toilet, they say, no, it's for customers only. I find that sad. I need to use one right now.
Shish is dancing. She's been hopping around here and there. We're trying to find a place where we can go and do that. The Opera House, the big square,
and having the sandwich with some chips.
Such a busy place. There's a lot of music and people.
Fancy building. Everything is made of stone, and all the corners are like either curvy or like really flat, the triangular shaped building.
It's pretty cool. Now back along the Seine river.
And we can see the tower again. Look at that.
Hello again, Eiffel Tower. This street is actually called Rue de New York. It's a very important boulevard on the north side of the Seine river. And on the other side is the Eiffel Tower. And there are a number of bridges here. A lot of boats going on the river. And for the last 3 hours, after having a bit of a snack on the steps of Palais Garnier, we just continued to walk around. We saw a few more monuments along the way, and the streets got more and more beautiful to see. The buildings were pretty much the same. We did learn from a few friends that districts 1 and 2 are the most popular in Paris to walk around because of how the buildings are still kept as it is. Anyway, we are going to end the vlog here, and tomorrow is our third and final day in Paris. Tomorrow we'll be back in the city. We still have quite a bit to explore. We also have to visit Notre Dame, the cathedral, and that area. So for the rest of the evening, what is our plan?
Walk around more beside the river and enjoy the lights as they come on. The dog was too close. Yeah, and I think there's some Christmas market in front of the Eiffel Tower. We might visit there and grab a hot chocolate maybe and walk more.
So we'll see you.
Because Namrit has already been prepping me that tomorrow there'll be a lot of walking to do, and I shouldn't complain even if the steps cross 20,000 a day.
30,000. Anyway,
I wish we had rollerblades to, just roll over all around Paris. Anyways, thanks you guys for coming along, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
The lights are finally on again. This does not get old at all. It's just so cool to see those shimmering lights.
It comes on once every hour. So if you miss once, you have to wait for an hour to see it. We came here on time, so we got it.
This is the first one. It just happened at the first o'clock after sunset. So
Ici boulevard is called Riz Cuisine avec de lentilles et de légumes, a variety servi avec one apple lamb. That's Ici boulevard.